Good morning. My name is Katori Noor, and I will be leading our beginner class this morning. We have Sam will be modeling. Thank you, Sam. And we have students in class also. So I'll be going back and forth. Cross right over here. I am going to close this door. And let's go ahead and get into a comfortable seated position. How's the temperature for you? It's good? Okay. Go ahead and find your sits bones. And if you notice that your knees are above your hips, go ahead and prop yourself up on a pillow or a blanket, and then just wiggle forward just till your hips start to fall forward just a hair. This will release any lower back tension. We're going to relax our bellies, but we're going to find a nice, long, straight spine. Allow the eyes to close or soften. I'm going to focus on the navel. Let's notice. Begin to observe your breath. Just watching it enter and leave the body. Allow the shoulders to be soft and heavy. Allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. And though the eyes may be closed, have the gaze be at the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. And begin to notice if on the inhale, is your belly expanding in a soft, relaxed way? If not, just tell your little belly, relax, soften, it's okay, you're safe. On the exhale, notice if the navel slightly pulls back towards the spine. And if not, just ask it to. This does not need to be drastic. It can just be a gentle, small movement. Something that should feel good. We'll begin to incorporate our breath. As you inhale, watch the breath go up the spine. And as you exhale, watch the breath go down the spine. From the tailbone to the crown of the head on the inhale. From the crown of the head to the tailbone on the exhale. And then we're going to move that movement of just the breath on the inhale from the tailbone all the way up to the sun. And on the exhale from the sun all the way down through your crown, through your spine, down into the center of the earth. Feeling that connection. And continue. Allowing each breath to be slower and deeper than the previous. grounding into both our roots and our soul, our light. And then wherever you're at on your next breath, bring it to the heart, your attention to your heart space. Inhale into the heart and exhale from the heart. As you inhale, feel the heart expand and open. As you exhale, the heart comes back to itself for reprieve, recentering. A few more rounds. On your next exhale, bringing your hands in prayer mudra at heart center. Gently pressing your thumbs into your sternum. We're going to open with 3 ohms. But first, a cleansing breath. Go ahead and inhale through the nose, nice and deep. Open the mouth and exhale with a sigh. We're going to do a few more of those. Deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth. Last one. And inhale to Om. Bowing your head towards your heart and taking a moment to create a sankalpa, your I am statement. And releasing the hands, switching the crossing of the feet. Any particular body parts talking to either one of you this morning? Shoulders, I knew it. I was feeling you, girl. Sam, you got anything? Your spine, the whole top, middle, upper? Yeah, spine. Yay. Is this the right shoulder that you're pulling? We got right shoulder stuff today, huh? Okay. Right side of the body is considered the masculine side of the body, the part that we, give from energetically. Something to just think about. Are we giving out too much and not receiving enough? Okay. Go ahead and find your nice, long, straight spine. Drop your chin to your chest. Breathing into the back of the neck. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, you can incorporate that. That's the constriction of the back of the throat, also known as ocean breath, or my favorite, Darth Vader. We're going to roll the right ear towards the right shoulder and just let it hang. Just allow the head to hang, even if it's just a centimeter. Shoulders stay even and parallel to the earth. Everything's relaxed. Spine is still long and straight. We're breathing into the belly. Right ear to right shoulder. And then we're going to take this right hand. We're going to reach up and over, middle finger touches the left ear flap. We're going to just ever so gently press into that until you feel something on the left neck or shoulder, something that feels good. We're looking for a good feeling here. Breathe into it. Nice deep breaths. Jaw stays relaxed. I'm going to do some horsey breaths here. So it sounds like this. If your lips don't want to do that, you can also stick your tongue out and do a raspberry. It has the same effect. Or you can do a trill by putting your tip of your tongue behind your teeth. Just something that's like a rolling of an R, or lips relaxing the jaw. When and if you feel ready to move, we're just going to gently tuck that chin down towards the collarbone, adjust the hand, find a spot on your skull. These are pressure points, and then start your breathing again. The horsey breath or the raspberry or the tongue trill. We're going to add a little bit of sound here, like a siren. And then we're going to look upward towards the sky, readjust the hand. You might be having your fingertips somewhere along your forehead. The right ear still towards the right shoulder, and find your siren lip trills. And then release the hand ever so gently without any rush, just taking your time. Allow that chin to find its way back towards the center of the chest. Breathe into the back of the neck again. On your next inhale, we're going to just allow the head to come up to neutral, to just notice for a moment and breathe. How does the head feel? How do the two sides feel? Does one feel different than the other? Is one more awake than the other? And it's okay if you don't notice a difference, or just playing, experimenting, yoga practice. On your next exhale, we'll drop the chin back down towards the chest. And then we're going to roll the left ear over towards the left shoulder, remembering to keep our shoulders relaxed and parallel to the earth, breathing into the belly. Taking our time to get to all the yummy juiciness that we just experienced on the other side. Reaching the left hand up, middle finger finds that right ear flap. Ever so gently press until you feel a small sensation in the right neck and shoulder. A sensation that feels good in your body. And breathe. You can continue with Ujjayi breath, or you can begin to start your lip trills or horsey breath or tongue trills. You can bring in the noises at any time also. Deep breaths. And then we're going to bring that chin towards the collarbone, readjust the hand. Find some sweet spots. You may need to poke around with your fingertips on your skull. Find a spot that feels good for your fingertip or tips to press into, and then start your trills again. And then when you're ready, look up towards the sky. Left ear is still towards the left shoulder. Readjust the fingertips, someplace on the forehead. And when you feel balanced on both sides, release that hand. And then just as slowly as you possibly can, allow the chin to journey back towards the center of the chest. Mentally repeat your sankalpa. Feel your heart space, breathing in and out. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come to neutral. Continue breathing up and down the spine, gazing towards the space between the eyebrows, the third eye. And then bringing all of the focus, including the breath, to the third eye, breathing in and out of the space between your eyebrows. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Allow your imagination to take over. And then as we move to the back, we're going to look upwards towards the sky. Allow the head to drop back as far back as comfortable. This is an allowing, not a forcing. Palms are going to go face up on the lap or knees. We're going to inhale. You choose. You can inhale into your third eye or your heart, or you can go third eye and then heart. Just play with it. See what feels good in your body. So do a nice deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. When you're ready to release what no longer serves you, exhale through your mouth with a sound. Let it expand out through your aura. Let it go serve someone else. Deep inhale through the nose to receive. Retain. Expand and release when you're ready. And again. This time when you let go, we're going to bring the arms out to the side and shake the hands. Inhale through the nose, keep shaking the hands. When you release this time, hands are going to go above the head. Release through the mouth. And then move your arms, just keep shaking the hands. You can move them around any way. We're actually going to bring them in front for just a moment. And then using your imagination, continue breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, feeling your auric field. And then releasing the hands, palms face up on the lap or knees. Just notice. So you may notice that I keep you in the position of the crossed feet longer on the second side than I do on the first side. The reason I do that, which is very intentional, is because we have a natural inclination to go to our position that's most comfortable for us. This represents the tightness in our hips, what we're holding. A lot of us hold emotions in our hips. So I take us to the most uncomfortable position without telling you. So if at any point you're like, oh my gosh, this is too uncomfortable, I can't enjoy myself anymore, please listen to your body and go where it feels good. So wherever you are at right now, go ahead and lean back on your hands, uncross the feet face down as wide as your mat, and then windshield wiper side to side. Good morning, hips. And then we're going to lengthen the legs, toes pointing up towards the sky. And then we're going to just tap the back of the legs on the floor. Wake them up a little. Your feet might feel a little bit asleep like mine. And then we're going to point the toes and just tap one heel at a time. And then rock the feet in and out. And then we're going to make fists, but flat. And then we're going to just tap on the outside of the legs going down, and then on the inside of the legs going up. We're just going to do that a few more times. Hello, legs. Thank you for carrying me all day, every day. And if you find a spot when you're doing this that feels a little bit nicer than the others, stay there for a minute. Give it some extra love. I'm feeling mine down on like my shins, kind of just above my ankles. There are meridians and acupressure points, thousands running through our entire body. So chances are you're finding some. And when you feel complete, we are going to come on over to our hands and knees for tabletop. Highly recommended to put a blanket, like a square, about 3/4 of the way down the mat. Typically, you can leave that there. I'll let you know to move it if it's necessary to move it, unless you really, really, really don't want it there. The choice is always yours, but do leave enough space for your feet behind you. So knees underneath hips, wrists underneath shoulders, fingers spread as wide as you can get them, like Spider-Man. And we're going to press down. We're going to actually get really conscious about this. So we're going to think of the palm of the hand, okay? So typically we press on the back part, right? Like the bottom part. Press on the palm of the hand underneath, just below the index finger. And now the middle finger, ring, and pinky. And now the tip of the thumb, pointer finger, tip, middle fingertip, ring fingertip, pinky tip. Okay? And now you can do your cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, tailbone and head up. Imagine them touching someday. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone, engage your pelvic floor. That's your Kegel muscle. The muscle stops you from peeing yourself. Belly button to the sky, chin to chest until you have no more air left. And then allow the breath to come back in. If you ever get confused by the breathing in and out and up and down, all that, the easiest way for me to remember is when you are swimming, you come up for air. Let it go, girl. And you breathe out when you come down, when you dive down into the water. So Amanda was a great example. I mentioned this to her previously, that anytime you need to laugh, fart, burp, cry, cough, sneeze, yawn. I think there's one more, but I'm not remembering it. It's a release of negative energy that is no longer serving you, that wants to leave your body to go serve someone else. Allow it to. If you can let it go, it can else. Making way and room for something better to come and serve you. Okay, I know hands are probably talking now. I know mine are. We're going to do a little dog wag, and then I promise we're going to stretch out the wrists. So coming back to neutral on the exhale, we're going to do the C shape. Right head looks back at the right hip, bringing the right hip towards the head on the exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Continue following your breath. One more time each side. And when you complete that last round, we're going to sit back on our heels. And if your knees or feet do not like this, you can do two things. One, actually sit on a blanket. And two, so that's for your feet or your ankles, you can place a bolster or a blanket underneath to give you a little bit of lift if it's your knees that are talking to you. Yep, that's great, Amanda. Because we got to start somewhere, right? Good. Are you lying to me? Are the feet flat? Feet are flat? Is it still, is it pain or stretch? It's not. Okay. We won't be here long. It's awkward. Okay, awkward's okay, right? Because life is awkward. Okay, press the back of the hands together. Keep the connection all the way through. Hitting on the meridian points. Continuing to breathe. Thanks for adjusting, Sam. He got the screen down and then switch direction. And then we are going to do a little Kriya, a little energization. So we're going to recharge our battery. So we already did the handshake, so we don't need to do that. So lightning going from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head on the double inhale through the nose. We're going to tense the whole body. On the exhale, we release through the mouth and we release the tension. I'm going to do that a few times. Okay. Double inhale and tense. Make fists. Let them shake. Double exhale through the mouth, release. Inhale and tense. Exhale, release. Inhale, tense. Exhale, release. And come back into child's pose. Knees will be on the blanket. Finding a place to rest your forehead, toes together, heels and knees apart. Arms can be extended or by your feet or anywhere that feels comfortable to you. Amanda, are you okay with touch today? I'm going to press on your hips. It's okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to get your legs here. These are marma points for grounding. And then if your arms are not already extended, go ahead and extend them until the elbows are lifted off of the mat on it. And then we're going to look between the hands. We're going to inhale to a modified plank. I'm going to pause here for a moment. So hips are still lifted, just knees are on the ground. And the way that you can check if you're in good alignment is you can tuck your toes and go up to a plank. And then bring the knees down, and then bring the knees up. And then bring the knees down, and then bring the knees up. And then you get to choose. Do you want to be in full plank or do you want to be in modified plank? We're going to go through a little flow. Keep the elbows close to the rib cage. Nose, then chest, then belly. On the exhale. On the inhale, use the hands as little as possible. Use your back mostly. Inhale to cobra. And then tuck the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Hips come up nice and high. Walk it out. Pressing one heel down at a time as the opposite knee bends. Amanda, are your hands not liking this? Is it the wrists? Can the fingers come forward? And then do just like a slight little bend in the elbows. There you go. Relax the head. Breathe. This is your downward dog. It's beautiful. And then come back down to the knees. We're going to bring the right foot forward. Nice long lunge. Find a 90-degree angle. Left knee comes down. This is a moon salutation. Okay. We're going to place the right hand on the right knee. Left hand comes up. Right hand comes up. Sink into that front knee. The distance between the back knee and the front heel should be as far as you can comfortably get it. It should be a nice long lunge. Are you feeling a stretch on your left quadricep? Yes. Awesome. Sam, you feeling a stretch? Okay, good. And exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to give a modification here. So 2 different ways. So right hand on right knee, left hand on the mat. We're going to press into that right knee, look up and over your right shoulder. Let that left hip sink towards the earth. Or if you want to go deeper, you can take, which I'm guessing you want to do this, Sam, left elbow on the outside of the right knee, palms come together, and then press the hands towards the heart as you look up and over that right shoulder. Breathe. And release. Lengthen that front leg. If you need blocks here because you're reaching for the ground, just bring the ground up to you. And then we're going to bring our forehead towards our knee, chin towards our chest. And then we're going to point and flex the toes and the whole foot. Notice, play with this a minute. Allow your chin to move away from your chest and then tuck the chin and see if you notice a difference in your spine. We're going to do the circles, the rotations. Imagine you're drawing a circle with your big toe going one direction and then the other. And then we're going to bend back into that right knee. Bring the right knee back to the blanket. Go through your flow and meet in downward dog. Navel's engaged, head is relaxed. Breathing. You can do hard things. Bring the knees back down towards the blanket. Left foot comes forward. Find that same long lunge, comfortable yet stretching. Left hand on the left knee. Right hand comes up. The left hand comes up. And you want to make sure that your knee is not past your toes, which it is not on either one of yours. So you want to sink as deep as you can without it going. So if you are noticing that your knee is past your toes, just wiggle your toes forward. Find your breath. Relax your jaw. Exhale, hands to heart center. Left hand on the left knee, right hand on the floor. Press into that left knee, twist, look up and over the left shoulder as the right hip sinks towards the earth. And if you brought your elbow on the other side to the knee, do so on this side. Find your breath. Remember your sankalpa. And release. Lengthen the leg. Chin to chest. Forehead towards the knee. Point and flex the ankle. And then find your big toe circles going one direction and the other. And then bending back into the knee. Bring that left knee back onto the blanket. Go through your flow. Meet in downward dog. Head is relaxed. Shake the head no. Shake the head yes. And then we're going to come into a plank or a modified plank. And then come all the way down to the belly. And then turn over on your back. Go ahead and move the blanket, or you can expand it if you want more cushion. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. And rock side to side. And then come into a happy baby. Yep, soles of the feet up towards the earth. You can grab behind the knees, ankles, feet, whatever you can reach. Knees are nice and wide, like they're reaching for your armpits. kind of like a birthing position. Or, you see babies like this all the time, chewing on their toes. And can you reach your toe? And then go ahead and bring the feet back down to the earth, windshield wiper side to side. And then we're going to place the right ankle above the left knee and pull the left thigh in. Gently rock side to side. Just noticing if you rock towards the left, do you feel a nice little juicy spot? Is the floor giving you a nice little pressure point that feels good? And then releasing the hands, allowing the left foot to come to the mat. Leave the right ankle above the left knee. So Sam, go ahead and, yep, there you go. Now just allow the knees to fall to the right. As close to the floor as you can get them. Comfortably extending the left arm out. Looking over towards those left fingers if it feels okay in your neck. Sam, are you feeling a stretch in your left IT band? Yes? Okay. If anyone is not, you can always wrap that leg, like shimmy that ankle up to give more weight and leverage on that left leg. Does that make sense? And then coming back to center. Scoot the hips 2 inches to the right. Wrap that right leg around the left leg. Let the knees fall to the left. Left hand grabs the right knee. Right arm extends out. Looking over towards those right fingers and playing with. Oh, Sam, I think. Go ahead and come back to neutral. Right ankle above left knee. Right ankle. There you go. And then now bring the knees to the left. There you go. Left hand on the knee. Yeah, you can put that foot underneath the knee if you want to wrap it deeper. Nope, other way. Like there you go. And then bring this over. There you go. Beautiful. And then you can play with, do I want to ground my shoulder and allow my knees to come up? Or do I want to ground my knees and allow my shoulder to come up? And if your shoulder is lifted off of the floor, you can rotate your wrist and see if that feels good. And then coming back to center, unwinding, realigning your spine, windshield wipering side to side. And then we're going to place the left ankle above the right knee. Pull the right thigh in with your hands. And if the hands don't want to reach around that thigh, you can always just press that left knee out, the bent knee. Well, they're both kind of bent, but the one that has the ankle on the knee. Rock side to side. Notice if rocking towards the right feels like a little sweet spot. Breathing. And allowing the right foot to come down to the floor. Left ankle stays in position. Allow the knees to fall to the left. And looking towards the right. Breathing. If when we're doing these particular asanas, if you aren't feeling the stretch in your hip, so in this position, you would want to be feeling it in the right IT band that runs down the side of your leg, might be a little bit tender, or your right hip, then you just want to wrap that foot a little bit more around the leg so that you get more weight. So it's more pulling it more down. Exactly, Sam. Thank you. You feel a little deeper? Yeah, good. And breathe. And then bringing the knees back to center, leaving the ankle where it's at. Scoot the hips 2 inches to the left, and then allow the knees to fall to the right. Extending the left arm out, right hand can grab that left knee to bring it closer to the earth. And breathing. Remembering your sankalpa. And when you feel balanced on both sides, unwinding, realigning the spine, windshield wipering side to side. And we will be preparing for Shavasana. So bringing the knees into the chest, interlacing all 10 fingers around the knees, and allowing the weight of the knees to fall into the wrists. This signals to our parasympathetic nervous system that it is time for Shavasana. Would you like a bolster underneath your knees? And would you like a blanket on top? No. Okay. You want a bolster? Stay. I'll get it. You're good. And I'll get an extra blanket for on top, Sam.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So getting ourselves into a comfortable position. Getting a blanket if you need one to cover the body will drop. Go ahead and bend the knees. Go ahead and bring them into your chest and release. The body temperature does drop when we are lying still. So make sure that you're comfy and cozy. Allow the toes to fall open. Sam, can I adjust that? Can I give you a little bit more height on this? Let me see how this feels for you. Go ahead and release a minute. Better or worse? Better. Okay. You're welcome. Oh yeah, I forgot you like the sandbags. Amanda likes the sandbags. I'm gonna turn this up a little. It's like a weighted blanket, huh? So if you have a weighted blanket or a pillow, you can place this on your pelvis, and it's very lovely and grounding. Welcome. I'm going to play a Girish song. He does mantra music. It's called Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. The translation is, may all beings in all realms be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, actions, and deeds contribute to that. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And we shine like diamond till the sun. The one that shine like diamond till the sun. The one that and we shine like diamond till the sun. Like the one that shine like diamonds in the sun. They always be happy and free. They always be happy and free. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka
so much love, you know, about you. So much love, you know, about you. And we shine like a diamond in the sun. Everyone lives, everyone shines. Shine like a diamond in the sun. Everyone shine like a diamond in the sun. The one shines, shine like a diamond in the sun.
Feel the air in your lungs. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And gently rock your head side to side. Reach your arms up overhead, point your toes, take a nice deep inhale, stretch and reach. On your exhale, bringing your knees into your chest, gently rocking side to side. And when you're ready, rolling over to your right side, resting your cheek on your bicep, pausing. Allowing your body time for transition between one event and the next. Mentally repeating your sankalpa. And when you're ready on your inhale, slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes gently closed, hands at heart center. And we'll close with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. If you'd like to join me, take a nice deep inhale and release. And now inhale to Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The light in me sees and loves that same divine light in you. Namaste.